YouTube, chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
Look at Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Boy, oh boy, once you start telling the truth, the fans start to turn on you. The beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar has pretty much turned into Blood versus Crips. If you're rocking with the Bloods, you gotta be loyal to the Bloods to the very end. If you're rocking with the Crips, the same thing. There's no switching up, there's no tiptoeing the line. Some of the funniest things over the last couple months is just sitting back and watching the two fan bases just go at each other. Meanwhile, the two artists you guys are going to war for is probably somewhere in the middle of the ocean, chilling on a goddamn 60-foot yacht eating lobster. Now, DJ Akademiks and Maul are the two media guys that's been rocking with Drake throughout this whole beef. And the most ironic part is that these two guys do not like each other. Their beef goes back to the early Joe Budden podcast days when Rory and Maul were trying to demean Akademiks. Akademiks did not like the way Rory and Maul were trying to clown him, and it's been up ever since. Now, before Maul got into the picture as a media person, Akademiks was pretty much the #1 source for all things Drake. Despite Drake not going on his platform for an interview or a stream, Akademiks and Drake have an open line of communication. Anytime Akademiks needs clarification, and anytime Drake wants Akademiks to clear up something for the fans, or simply just put out a message for him, that's the way Drake and Akademiks use each other. Now recently, we're actually getting to find out that Drake is giving Maul a little bit more information than he does with Akademiks. A few months ago, when Drake was getting clowned and flamed on social media after Kendrick Lamar was picked to do the Super Bowl next year, it was actually Maul that came out and said, yo, you guys know Drake was actually picked for the Super Bowl a couple times and he turned it down, right? This was information Maul got directly from Drake. And it's usually something we would see Akademiks break. But because Maul has a deeper relationship with Drake than Akademiks does, Maul is the one that gets to break the story to everybody and ultimately gets credit for it. Now fast forward to last week when Drake filed those two lawsuits against UMG. Akademiks said he reached out to Drake and Drake told him no comment.
I'll give you my journalistic shit, which is this. I did reach out to Drake. There is no comment. And shit, you know, obviously this is a real thing, clearly. Now, I wanted to know how much he was a part of it, necessarily, as a part of, because we all know he still has a team, right? And yes, he is the sole owner of Frozen Moments LLC, but he does have a team. It's a reason why, again, he doesn't really deal with his label too much, and I've been telling you that he don't deal with his label too much. I wonder if they're going hard with this, or is it Drake himself and what his personal thought is. Again, I don't have that answer for you, and that's just honestly. And I'm pretty sure the fact that I don't have that answer for you right now means whatever you see in black and white, it is what it is.
But here's what Maul said when he reached out to Drake about the lawsuit.
This is above my pay grade, but like I said, what I'm standing on the side of, and again, I didn't speak to Drake about none of it. Well, I'm lying, I did, but I didn't speak to him in detail about what's happening. It's very surfaced. It's very like, let it all play out. People are gonna see.
Oh, you spoke to him. You spoke to him recently.
Absolutely. All of this shit happening. I gotta hit my guy. Like, yo, what the fuck is happening right now? But again, I don't speak about things that I speak with guys I know and people I know privately. I don't speak about it publicly. But I just gotta at least know.
Is he in good spirits?
He's in great spirits.
It seems like he's bothered.
No.
It seems that way.
It's gonna even if he goes out here and buys a new plane, people are like, oh, he did that because he mad.
Well, I mean, because he cut his hair, he's talking shit about DeRozan.
So one guy gets absolutely no information from Drake about the lawsuit, while the other person not only gets to speak with Drake, but gets to hear his tonality and how he feels about it. Now, it doesn't stop there. Maul goes on to randomly announce that Drake is performing at the halftime show for the World Cup.
Rap music. #1 person in rap music. He's the #1 person in rap music.
Well, Kendrick just put his album out.
Kendrick is the #1 person in rap music.
In rap?
He's doing the Super Bowl
right now.
He has the #1
Drake is doing the World Cup.
No. That's not the same.
It's not the thing, right? You know how many people watch the World Cup? How many people watch the World Cup? I think they tally like 1.6 billion last time.
Yeah, that budget different.
Super Bowl is 123 million versus 1.6 billion viewers. It's just different. Is all I'm saying. It's just, what are we talking? That's what I'm saying. What perception? What lens are we looking at this through? If I'm hosting, the World Cup is in my country.
But the World Cup thing, it's playing with semantics, right? Because they this is the first time that they're having a performer. I don't think it's during the actual final game. It's like part of the world. It's like Fat Joe performing at the.
It's
the
nothing
World
like
Series.
Fat Joe.
No, I'm just saying.
It's nothing like that.
As far
Let me promise you something. It's nothing like that.
There's only one person that Maul would get that information from, and that's Drake. This left Akademiks in so much disbelief that he had to go check it out for himself.
Yeah, Millie Maul said that Drake is headlining the finals, so like everybody's running with that. I just don't think Millie Maul would be the person to, and that's not even me just not liking him. Like, bro, it's the World Cup finals. Like, they're gonna roll it out the way they want, just like how we saw the NFL roll it out the way they wanted with Kendrick. You know, they're not gonna be like Millie Maul go tell people this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Millie Maul, man. You ain't gonna listen. Some people call me delusional, but you're not gonna make Drake fans look that delusional. Hey, let me just spread the word out. We don't know about no goddamn World Cup halftime show. Y'all had been fooled that the World Cup was in Toronto. You know the World Cup. First of all, it's a whole tournament, right? It's like a playoff, right? You have the finals, and then you have a bunch of games that's played. You know that motherfucking thing is in, because people are like, yo, that's in Toronto. Nigga, that shit's in the US and Canada. They got some shit going on in like some southern states in America. They got like Montreal or like Quebec that's hosting certain shit. They got Toronto hosting, like, bruh, like this is not the Super Bowl. I'm sorry to tell y'all. It's just not the Super Bowl. Okay? And us Drake fans gotta stop the cope. Okay? Yes, Kendrick got the Super Bowl. Who gives a fuck, right? I'm not saying who gives a fuck like that in a salty way, but it's just like, bro, we can't just be like, oh, tit for tat. Oh no, he's doing the brother. We've never even heard about a motherfucking y'all niggas don't even know the first rule of soccer. Bruh, nobody, like, we don't know about no World Cup halftime show. And actually, let's actually do a little fact checking on that. World Cup halftime show. Okay? FIFA has announced, right? That, what the fuck is this? Now, let me find a reputable websites. Okay, so Global Citizen is going to be producing the halftime show for the FIFA World Cup final starting in 2026. So, by the way, already that's 2 years from now. Super Bowl is next year. The two organizations announced on Saturday that during the annual Global Citizens Festival in Central Park, an advocacy organization, blah, blah, blah. The announcement was made midway, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Cool. They emphasized the partnership between FIFA and the Global Citizens not only to put on a show, but to help end extreme poverty and increase access to sports and quality of education for children around the world. Okay, the lack of a halftime show for the internationally viewed game has been a subject of conjecture, with the New York Times speculating about it earlier in this year with a story with the headline, "Would a halftime show work in the World Cup?" Now we hear there's going to be one. So they're finally going to do a halftime show. Although the first halftime show for World Cup won't take place in 2026, prior to that, the 4-year partnership will include Global Citizens participation, blah, 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 blah. Okay? And here's the thing when people, like, because I believe the headline for this, like, oh, shit, Drake is the ambassador to the World Cup. Like, it's in his city, and he's just going to run through, just going to run wild with it, right? There's 10 cities that's going to host the fucking World Cup. Look. Miami, Seattle, Los Angeles, Orlando, Atlanta, Nashville, Charlotte, Cincinnati, Washington, Philadelphia, and I think Toronto's up in there too. But it's definitely 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait. Host cities for World Cup. Okay, it's jointly hosted by United States, Mexico, and Canada, right? And essentially, let me just look at Toronto. I know there's some. Okay, cool. So essentially, these are all the cities: Los Angeles, Bay Area, Seattle, Vancouver, Dallas, Guadalajara, Houston, Kansas City, Mexico City, Monterrey, Atlanta, Boston, Miami, New York, New Jersey, because they're gonna do something at MetLife. And by the way, I think the final might be at MetLife, which is New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, and Toronto. Okay, let me see. Where's the final gonna be? Yeah, the final. The host of the final match is gonna be MetLife Stadium, which is in New Jersey, but it's pretty much New York, New Jersey, right? Because the Giants and Jets play there, right? Bruv, again, where are we getting that Drake is performing here? And again, I'm a Drake fan, but we got to just stay with a little bit of facts. Like, where the fuck are we getting that Drake is doing some big show here? I don't even think if we search Drake name on a thing, we'll find it. No, it don't even mention a performer. What Drake is an ambassador for Canada as a host city. Drake ambassador, FIFA. So FIFA unveiled, which there's 104 games, right? That's going to be played in Mexico, United States, and Canada. That the music mogul Drake is Canada's ambassador for the 1 hour television spectacle.
Now, I think at this point, it's clear to see that Drake definitely favors Maul over Akademiks when it comes to private information. Maybe Drake feels like Maul has more loyalty to him than Akademiks, and he probably won't tell the audience information that he's not supposed to. I think Akademiks knows this, and I don't think he's a fan of it. Now, this difference prompted a lot of Drake fans to take notice and also call out Akademiks for allegedly starting to move like an op towards Drake. A couple days ago, Akademiks had some criticisms towards Drake. Ak said that about 80% of Drake's streams comes from his old music. And not only that, but Akademiks also warned Drake about going against UMG. There's too many artists in history that's gone against the machine and failed, which I thought was pretty fair criticism, but you guys know how this goes. If you do not pick a side, the fans are going to turn on you.
Also, he leveraged the fact that they're eating so much off of his back catalog that dropping frequently helps the back catalog. And by the way, 80 to 85% of Drake's current streams is from albums dropped over 6 years ago. That's another thing. You know what I mean? You know, as we like, you know, and I'm being very fair here. I love Drake. That's my favorite artist. But like, bro, the labels look at him different. But yeah, just, yo, you want the label on your side. I just don't. I've never seen somebody go against the label and win. I ain't never seen it. Like, these labels really control all the shit, bro. So, shit. I'm hoping he wants to go to war with them now. And ironically, it times with this whole Kendrick shit. Because if not, they're going to cremate that nigga. And again, I love his music too much to not see that shit popping. But and I still think, as I said, there's a long way to fall for him. But put it like this. You know, Ja Rule went from being one of the most lit to irrelevant. You'll never get Drake to irrelevant. But I think when it comes to Universal, their thing might be like, we'll get Superman to bleed. Oh, yeah, y'all used to use Drake as like it was a verb, right? Like Drake is like, you know, people be like the world star effect, like Drake. Oh shit, you need that stimmy, right? I think they, you know, their thing might, oh no, we ain't gonna get that nigga to go irrelevant, but we'll get him to bleed.
This gotta be a sick, nasty chess move by Drake, especially knowing Akademiks and Maul do not like each other. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys make of Drake feeding information to Maul more than Akademiks? Post your comments below. Subscribe to my channel, like this video. I'll see you guys later, man.